What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dripp Strick College Football Podcast. This is episode 14, and I'm Jacob Strickland, and I'm here with my co-host, Austin. Austin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I'm a little under the weather. Got the flu and COVID, but
Just
we're about
little,
to have a flu COVID podcast going.
just a little,
and
a
we're
little
gonna
under
start
the weather.
off. We're gonna start off with the game that's gonna make that made me and you very happy. We're talking about Vanderbilt
Oh my
in
god!
Kentucky. Will Levis exposed. What does he
About
even
time.
do? What does he even do? Vanderbilt actually won this game. Vanderbilt is 4-6, by the way. They won this game 24-21. Will Levis played horrendous against Vanderbilt. So NFL teams out there listening to this podcast right now, which I know they are.
Yes.
Do not draft him. He's the number one draft bust waiting to happen. The only offense that Kentucky had was Chris Rodriguez Jr., 18 carries, 162 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Vanderbilt finally put in Mike Wright. For some reason, they decided to start a freshman for a couple games. Decided that that's not going to work, so they put Mike Wright back in the game, back as the starting quarterback. And he did big things in the air and on the ground. He had 126 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Vanderbilt has been very surprising to a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought they were just going to be normal Vandy, not doing anything at all this year. But they are 4-6 right now and actually have a conference win. So shout out Vanderbilt.
Crazy.
We love
Yeah,
you.
first time since October of 2019. So it's been over 3 years since they've gotten a SEC win. I think it was a 26-game losing streak, and they beat freaking Kentucky.
Golly.
I'm so glad about it. I am so glad about it. I loved watching this game. Mike Wright was running the ball like crazy. He played great. Ray Davis, their running back, also played great. And Will Levis, 109 yards,
Trash.
zero
He's trash.
touchdowns. Are you serious? And this guy,
15.5 QBR.
this guy's going to be a first-round pick.
Top 5. A lot of people are saying top 5 pick.
Dude,
Makes no sense.
You're nuts. I just don't understand. It baffles me. I just don't see a lot of potential in him at all. You think he gets 109 yards against Vanderbilt's defense, and you think he's going to be good in the NFL against NFL defenses? Bro, I can't. I don't see where anybody's coming from. I could name 100 players better than Will Levis, no question. He's not that good at all.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
He's not that good at all. I swear, if he's the third QB taken, I'm going to be very mad. I'm going to be extremely mad. You got a lot more better options.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he hasn't progressed. He's just like Sean Clifford, who's the current starting quarterback at Penn State,
Yep.
where Will Levis came from. He has literally not progressed at all
That's true.
since he's been a starting quarterback in college football. I mean, he's literally just been the same.
Yeah.
It's just people decided to overhype him for some reason this year.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we're going to number 4, TCU, at number 18, Texas. A lot of people were speculating that Texas was going to win this game. TCU would be knocked out of the college football playoff conversation, but that was not the case. They won this game, and I was very impressed. I cannot lie. They went into a hostile environment, and they won when a lot of people were doubting them. So, honestly, I would really like to see TCU in the college football playoff, see how they can do.
Yeah.
Because I think they're a really good football team. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
For sure. Man, I told you TCU was gonna win this game, and they did. I mean, they're 10-0 now, number 4th in the country. House of Duggan, Max Duggan, being the baller he is. They got the running game going, and they beat Texas at Texas. You know, that's tough. That's tough. Sonny Dykes has really been coaching well this year, and Quinn Ewers did not have a great game at all. He's kind of been in a little slump the past few weeks. But dude, TCU, what a good win. What a good win, and they're a legit team this year. They really are.
They are. Next, we're talking about number 25, Washington. Michael Penix Jr. Masterclass at number 6, Oregon. Washington won this game 37-34 and basically eliminated Oregon's hopes at any playoff conversation. Oregon, they did not have their best game. Offensively, they played good. Defensively, they played horrible. They could not stop Michael Penix Jr. in the air. Very impressed by this Washington win. Michael Penix has had a great year so far at Washington. He had a really bad year at Illinois last year. I think it was Illinois.
No,
Or no, it was
Indiana.
Indiana. Get this two mixed up. But yeah, I'm impressed so far this season for the Washington Huskies. Oregon, maybe next year, man.
Yeah.
Their playoff hopes are gone.
Yeah, and I'm glad they're not going to be in contention. Not because I think they're bad. It's just because it will make it easier on the committee, for sure. Now that they lost to Washington, but I only was able to catch a little bit of the fourth quarter for this to finish out, and Bo Nix went down, and I do think if Bo Nix didn't go down, that Oregon would have definitely won the game. Because when Bo Nix really tried to come back in the fourth quarter, Dan Lanning finally let him do it on the last drive, but it was too late, and Bo Nix was definitely not 100%. So, great win from Michael Penix Jr. We've talked about him before on the show. Washington's got a good team. They're 8-2, and they got a big impressive win against Oregon at Oregon in Eugene, Oregon. So, very impressive win for Washington. Wow.
Look, if I'm an NFL scout right now for an NFL team, I have to draft a quarterback, I'm drafting Bo Nix over Will Levis.
What about Michael Penix
Bo
Jr.?
Nix. I would draft Bo Nix over Michael Penix Jr.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of lefties.
So what about Michael Penix Jr. over Will Levis?
I would draft Michael Penix over Will Levis.
Okay, yeah, not bad. Yeah, and Michael Penix is a junior, so he'll probably leave next year.
Yeah, he'll probably stay another year at Washington.
Yeah.
But next we're going to number 7 LSU, coming off a big win against Alabama at Arkansas. Arkansas was coming off a loss against Liberty. LSU only won this game 13-10. Not a very good performance offensively. Defensively, they played good. Arkansas was, however, without KJ Jefferson, basically the guy who carried their offense. But offensively, both these teams did not play good. It was more of a defensive battle, if anything. Arkansas has been they've been disappointing pretty much all this year. A lot of people thought that they were going to do big things this year, and they haven't really done anything good. LSU still fighting for a playoff spot. I think they can do it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah. LSU, they announced during the week that LSU was only favored by 3 points. And I was thinking, what the heck? How? They're coming off Alabama. Arkansas is coming off a loss from Liberty. They looked awful. And I was like, how are they only favored 3 points? But they knew something that I didn't. Jaden Daniels, he had a struggling game. And, they played both of their backup. Arkansas did. They played both of their backups.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know how Arkansas kept it close, and they really got LSU to struggle. But LSU came up with the win, but it was not an impressive win at all. But at least they came up with it.
Next we're talking about number 9 Alabama at number 11 Ole Miss. The battle of our favorite team rivals. Alabama won this game 30-24, which surprised me. I thought Ole Miss was going to actually win this game, and they actually got close. Alabama had a really good offense game, especially Bryce Young, 209 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He's definitely going to be a top 2 draft pick. I would take him over C.J. Stroud. But Ole Miss, look, man, they might be losing a head coach soon. I
hope so.
He might be leaving for Auburn, so just keep your eye out for that. They also might be losing Quinshon Judkins. He's going to come to Auburn, too. He's going to win the Heisman at Auburn.
We'll see.
But, yeah, Ole Miss, playoff hopes just gone. SEC hopes gone. Alabama still fighting stay in the playoff talks. I don't think they can do it. They're already eliminated from the SEC championship, so this is another down year for Alabama. They've kind of just wasted the career of Bryce Young. I feel like, even though they did win the Heisman, they did go to the national championship, but still, didn't win a national championship. So
this was a great game. I was locked in for this game, pretty much all game. I was very locked in, and Ole Miss looked really good, and they almost pulled it out. Lane Kiffin had some really bad calls late in the game that gave that. I mean, there were some very bad calls in this game, like plays wise, and that obviously I didn't agree with. And Lane Kiffin cost them the game, so it was a very close game, and it was a great game. And Alabama almost lost again, almost got their third loss, but they didn't. They were able to pull out. I said Alabama was going to win. I just didn't think it was going to be this close. So. Shout out to Ole Miss. They played well, but just not good enough to win it.
Next up, we're talking about Arizona at number 12, UCLA. Jaden DeLora.
Wow.
The Heisman. Hand him the Heisman Trophy already. Dude, he played good. He pulled his team over UCLA. Got the upset win. Arizona has been a pretty good team this year.
You called it.
I called it. I texted Austin in the second, halfway through the second quarter. I was like, Arizona's gonna win this game.
Yep.
And it happened, dude.
You called it.
Shout out Jaden DeLora. UCLA, they had a couple good wins to start the season, and then they kind of just fell off. So UCLA kind of been disappointing. Arizona, they have a very bright future ahead of them. They had a really bad year last year. I feel like I say this about them every episode we talk about them.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do have a bright future. And I'm excited to see what they can do in a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure, dude. This was great. Jaden freaking DeLora with the huge win, and dude, his highlights are exactly. Join the podcast, please. His highlights are so entertaining. Like he runs around every time. He doesn't have a great offensive line, and then he throws. I mean, he had a great game against a very good UCLA team, and the Arizona defense stopped DTR from having a good game because he's been balling out literally all season, but he really struggled against Arizona and was at UCLA, and Arizona still pulled off the upset. So shout out to Arizona for real. Huge shout out to Arizona, and I'm glad they're doing their thing. I mean, wow, what a game. What a game.
We love you, Jaden DeLora. Join the podcast.
Yes.
Next up, next up we're talking about Florida State at Syracuse. Syracuse, the biggest victim to the Dripp Strick podcast curse.
Man.
They lost 38-3.
Yeah.
Syracuse lost 38-3. I mean, it's embarrassing, dude. They went from competing with Clemson, almost beating Clemson, being undefeated, being ranked super high, to being 6-4, getting blown out by Florida State. I mean, what happened, man?
I don't know.
I mean, even great.
It's sad.
Like, it's not like they were missing Garrett Schrader. I mean, he played. He went 6 for 16, 65 passing yards, a 7.6 QBR. I mean, like, what? I just want to know what happened, man. Sean Tucker didn't have a great game. He posted on his Twitter. He said, I'm not pleased with my performance. I mean, just offensively, Syracuse couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And defensively either. I mean, they're just a mess right now. I mean, they've really disappointed me. So shout out Florida State, looking pretty good. Definitely a bounce back after a couple of losses. But I'm excited to see what bowl game Florida State will get in.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But dude, they played a heck of a game against Syracuse, and Syracuse. Man, we're so sorry. We're so sorry for what we did to the Dripp Strick podcast curse. Dude, I swear it's real. Like, no joke. This isn't a joke. Like, I swear this thing is real. They started off so hot. We got on their train early. They kept playing good. They looked good against Clemson, and now they have just fallen off like crazy. 38-3 against Florida State, a Florida State team that has 3 losses. Man, it was rough. Jordan Travis had a great game. Dude, what happened to Syracuse? Syracuse, we're sorry. We're very sorry. I mean, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's sad, dude. It's the Dripp Strick podcast curse. Yeah. Next up, we're talking about number 1 Georgia at Mississippi State. Georgia, of course, won this game. They dominated 45-19. Stetson Bennett threw 3 touchdowns, but also had 2 interceptions. You definitely want to eliminate those turnovers, but still got the job done. Will Rogers went 29 for 51 pass attempts, 261 yards and 1 touchdown. Definitely not a great performance by Mississippi State, but I mean, what can you do? I mean, it's Georgia, best defense in the country, really good offense. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, you can't really. It's hard to stop them.
Yeah, we really looked bad, especially in the second half. We did that a lot. I mean, what was the score? I think it was 12 to, I don't know. It was like 12 to 17 or like 12 to, I don't know. But it was very close. Like, we were within 5 to 10 points of them like during halftime, and then they just got hot. Ladd McConkey went crazy in the second half. And, we couldn't do anything. Like, a lot of drives on offense, we literally, we couldn't do anything. And it was pretty embarrassing. But, what can you do? I'm kind of, I keep trying to tell myself that, it's Georgia, they're the number 1 team. But, man, we didn't look too good. We really did not look good at all. And, man, that was tough. That was a tough loss.
Certainly was. Next up, we're talking about Texas A&M at Auburn. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season that Texas A&M would be at the bottom of the SEC, I would have slapped you in the face and said you were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They are they're 3-7. They can't fire their head coach because they overpaid him. So like, if you're Texas A&M, like, what do you even do? I mean, the only thing you can do is try to develop these young players you recruited with the number 1 recruiting class.
Yeah.
Get some new play callers, all that kind of stuff. I mean, but let me tell you something. Auburn Cadillac Williams had Jordan Hare electric, bro. That place was rocking.
Yeah.
It sold out. It was awesome, dude. It was great to see. Like, it was great to see Auburn just back. It looked like real Auburn football. I was really glad to see that. That crowd really got Connor Wegman shook. He just kept missing on throws. It's not like his receivers were dropping anything. I mean, he just kept missing the throws.
Dang.
But yeah, really excited to see what this Auburn team can do in the upcoming weeks against Alabama. And I think it's Western Kentucky or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm excited to see what we can do against Alabama. This team, ever since we fired Brian Harsin, has played with a lot of heart. I'm excited to see what they can do. I'm excited to see what happens next season too, with Lane Kiffin as our head coach.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really good game by Auburn, and Texas A&M's now not bowl eligible. They will not be going to a bowl game. That's pretty depressing. If you're a Texas A&M fan, I can't believe it. I really just don't know what the problem is. I mean, it's not like, I just don't understand it, because it's not like, they're the number 1 recruiting class, so that means they're not going to be good this year because they're all freshmen. But in the past 4 years, I'm pretty sure they've had a top 10 class every year, and they're not even bowl eligible this year. There's zero excuse for Jimbo Fisher. I don't care how many 5-stars you got this year, and they're all freshmen. But you've been recruiting good your whole career there at Texas A&M. You have no excuse. This is, I think, his 4th or 5th season. I mean, you have no excuse to be this bad with that many seasons under your belt, and all those guys, are your players. So, but yeah, good win for Auburn. Happy for Cadillac Williams. He got a win at home. It's really cool for him. And Texas A&M, man, they're bad.
Dude, did you hear about I forgot his name. It's like Moose Muhammad or something on Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I think it's like their top receiver.
Yeah.
He didn't play this game, and he's not hurt or anything. He didn't play because I think Jimbo said he had like arm sleeves on.
Yeah, he tweeted it.
And Jimbo said, You can't play. That's
ridiculous. That seems like cap, honestly. I think he's going to enter the transfer portal.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like that's big cap.
Like Texas A&M's about to have a lot of people enter the transfer portal. They're just it's a big old dumpster fire over there.
For sure. Not good.
That's all the games I have.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's all I got too. I mean, that was pretty good Saturday of college football. A lot of big games. TCU, Texas, the Alabama Ole Miss game. Those two obviously being the biggest. But it was a great week for sure.
Yeah, it really was.
But yeah, that's all I got. Thank y'all so much for watching. It means the world to us. Please sure to subscribe. Get us to not 19. But like we got to get higher than 19 subscribers. So leave a like. Make sure to subscribe if you're still listening. It means the world to us. And Jacob, you got anything?
Nope, I don't got anything else. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Jay and Delora joined our podcast.
Yeah, see ya. Man, banger after banger.